The story takes place in the 1970s Boston, a city still dominated by ruthless gangs. Billy Costigan was born into a family that had been tied to the mob for generations. His father, disgusted by the family's criminal ways, chose to work as a baggage handler at the airport just to avoid being part of it. Still, he couldn't escape the mob's reach and ended up murdered because of their ties. Before Billy's mother passed away, her only dying wish was for him to live a good and honest life.
无远镇那些黑帮亲戚
Do you need some money for the funeral?
When my mother dies, we don't have any more connection.
Billy grew up hating everything his family stood for, so much that he refused to acknowledge his mob-connected relatives. Billy worked hard in school and scored a 1400 on the SAT, good enough to become an astronaut. But instead, he enrolled in the police academy. He wanted to be on the opposite side of the criminal world, a cop who fights for justice. But just when he was about to become a full-fledged officer, fate threw him a cruel twist. James, a high-ranking officer in the state police, was launching an operation to bring down the most powerful crime syndicate in Boston. Given Billy's background, he was the perfect candidate to go undercover inside the mob.
You can't conceal that you were a trainee. You'll be convicted of a crime. We're thinking a guilty plea to assault and battery would make sense.
Given your nature?
You'll do enough jail time to convince anyone this is no setup. You'll be on probation, see a court-ordered shrink, the whole 9 yards.
You want to serve the Commonwealth, this is your chance. We need you, pal. You've already pretended to be a Costigan from South Boston.
Every weekend, Sergeant.
Perfect.
After all the effort he'd made to escape that life, now he had to dive back in. But if he wanted to achieve something meaningful, he had no choice but to follow orders. He staged fights, got thrown in jail, and even did time in a labor camp. Everything to build his street cred. As soon as he made bail, he returned to the one place he once dreamed of escaping. His cousin, a low-level drug dealer, was more than happy to help him out. It was the perfect entry point into the mob. One night, his cousin took him to a bar owned by a Frenchman named Danny. To prove he had what it took to be a gangster, Billy acted violently and aggressively.
What do you get, your period?
No one dared stir up trouble in Danny's bar, but surprisingly, Danny didn't retaliate. In fact, he backed Billy up because Billy's deceased uncle had once been a respected mob boss in the area. And Danny's boss, the one at the very top of the organization, was none other than James's primary target, the king of Boston's criminal underworld, Costello, the man Billy was ultimately trying to get close to.